is the Crackhouse. Welcome to the Crackhouse.
We in the Crackhouse. Goddamn. With the crack.
Hey, this is the Crackhouse. Welcome to the Crackhouse. Man, I'm talking more vibes than
Crackhouse.
Alright, roll up.
Excellent.
Alright.
Welcome to the Crackhouse, gentlemen. That's the radio show I do up here in Toronto.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Our pleasure. Toronto's a great town.
Have you guys been up here before?
Oh yeah, we did a couple of shows here not too long ago. Great. What was that theater's name? The Moon? Mod Club.
Yeah, Mod. Yeah. They don't give you no problems at the border.
Well, I think all Americans get problems at the border. It's the policy now, isn't it?
Yeah, for real. I hear that. Well, yeah, let's get down to it. This Jazzmatazz, obviously one of the elements of Jazzmatazz is to blur the lines of genres, right? Do you two specifically listen to different genres to influence yourselves to do that? Like to assist yourselves in being able to blur the lines between genres, or is it a very organic process?
We listen to a lot of stuff. I mean, over the years, I've listened to all kinds of music. I don't have like one particular favorite. So yeah, I mean, and the initial concept of Jazzmatazz was to actually get the jazz cats who were being sampled and get them into the studio and work with some, over some hip hop beats and work with some world-class vocalists and blend that all together. And then when I did that, that created a genre within itself. And then as it went on, the genre evolved and it started incorporating elements of R&B, funk, soul, reggae even, and then rock and roll even. So it's evolved, but it's its own musical genre. And definitely, though, we listen to a bunch of stuff.
Do you agree that as hip hop has grown over the years and now decades now that it's been around, that it's important that fans identify that there are subgenres within hip hop itself?
I think there was. I think that right now, the 7 Grand is really one of the few labels, and certainly the premier label, to be establishing that again. Because if we listen to, what's coming out of the South, we see obviously that this is totally disconnected from the root of hip hop. And in fact, I mean, there's an argument to be said that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not coming across as a hater, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm hating. I'm no more than a doctor who looks at a patient and says that they have a cold or flu. I'm just making a diagnosis. What we see coming out of the South right now is not connected to hip-hop. It's totally derived and disconnected from what hip-hop was meant to be, what it has been, and like you said, the different evolutions of hip-hop. We have something now that is so far away from hip-hop. Party Like a Rock Star cannot be considered a hip-hop record. I'm sorry.
But could it be? I don't know. Could it be considered an offshoot of hip hop? Like, I don't know if you want to make up subgenre like rock.
This is why 7 Grand is very important right now, growing so well, because when you have an offshoot of an offshoot of an offshoot, you don't have a way to get back to what's original anymore. And if you let that go any further, you will lose what was original. So there's a point where you can grab something so far away from the original that it becomes no more original, that it's not original anymore. So that's why you hear on Jazzmatazz that the production is quite clearly and evidently going back to the root of hip-hop, but at the same time, you can't argue that the sound is futuristic, that the way I'm doing it is on a whole nother level, you know what I mean, to be compared with the best in the game.
Yeah.
Now hip-hop comes out of jazz, so to blend jazz and hip-hop together is just really blending hip-hop with itself, or blending jazz with itself. That's right, reconnecting to the, not to be to beat the same topic, but it's reconnecting to the root, because, let's look at the track Bob James, the Mardi Gras. I mean, a lot of legitimate, bona fide hip-hop heads, young and older, didn't even know that Bob James was the author of the Mardi Gras and Nautilus. Because he's when you see his picture, if you go and you Google him, or you go up to our website and you Google our EPK, you'll see a picture of Bob James. And this is not the type of man gentleman you would think, had such an important role in hip hop. So this is a part of Jazzmatazz and the jazz thing is to let people know that you don't have hip-hop without those jazz artists that made those incredibly brilliant breaks that were, you know, scratched and sampled and so on, that became, you know, the foundation of all the best hip-hop that we have now.
There are, you know, the few artists that are incorporating more and more live instruments into their production right now. Do you consider yourselves a leading force in that shift that's pushing those artists, like, you know, if you listen to a Kanye record or even Lupe and, you know, that Show Me What You Got a couple on the previous Jigga record, things like that, you consider yourselves a leading force in that shift?
We see it as that, but we also see it, unfortunately, with these artists, Lupe Fiasco in particular, whereas we see that he fouled out. You know what I mean? Like, he stole the song from us off our first album, Street Scriptures, which was called Hood Dreaming, which was a brilliantly constructed East Coast track. You know what I mean? Typical New York, actually a perfect follow-up to his Push-Pull single. And instead of giving Guru and myself credit, he stole the whole hook, stole the concept of Jazzmatazz, and tried to rework it. And actually, you know, the record really didn't do well for him. But at the same time, he could have easily came to Guru and myself and bought the original track. So what these guys are doing, they're not really paying us homage. Unfortunately, they're creating a new scenario, new culture that I'm calling now, labeling as creative vampires. That they're not adding back. Historically, if you like the Dre beat, you didn't go out and steal from Dre. You went and bought a Dre beat. Historically, if you didn't steal a Storch beat. You didn't steal a Pharrell beat. You went and gave them the track. You went and gave them the remix, gave them what have you. So, unfortunately, and it saddens me to say this, I'm very disappointed in these men. Very disappointed. Certainly Lupe Fiasco, who at best would hope to follow in Guru's footsteps, to offend Guru and myself, and the thinking, conscious hip-hop community out there is really not doing himself a service and doesn't represent hip-hop at all.
Is commercial success important to you at this point in your career?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
If that was the case, that'd have been something totally different.
What's that? I can't really hear you.
If that was the case, I would have done something. I would have went a whole different direction already.
Yeah.
This is about you know, the art form, the culture, really loving it and putting the music first.
You know, that's why they call it now $7 grand the movement. You know what I mean? Like, it's a blessing and a huge responsibility that people have now, you know, around the world. And America's slow to catch up with things. Unfortunately, the Europeans still tend to be ahead of America on the creative curve. In Europe, we're solidly a movement. Our concerts are sold out. We do 20 to 60,000 people in Europe in our concerts. It's a shame to come to America and have the young heads and the hip-hop community not give us the same love and recognition. But there is a strong contingent now on the internet and in our live concerts that are young, and they are joining the movement. And it is $7 grand the movement to rescue hip-hop, to bring it back, because if you let these cats have it the way they're going right now, they don't have any loyalty to hip-hop. They've got their money. What do they rap about? You're on Forbes list. You're on this. You're on that. You're the richest dude in the world. But all you can rap about is what your girl's butt tastes like. Your girl's ridiculous. Come on, man, you gotta give something back. I ain't gonna say you gotta give it all back, because I ain't gonna give it all back. But I give some back. Not most.
Either that, or then you got these ringtone artists. You know, they're not even making real albums. They're just making ringtones.
Yeah. Is your fusion of jazz and hip hop as much about speaking to the grown-up hip hop and jazz fans as much as it is bringing it to the kids, to the younger audience, and showing them what it was and what it is about?
It's everything. It's designed to be everything. It's designed, even when, like Solar was speaking on, when you come to our concert, you'll see a cross section of people from ages 16 and up to 40. You know, so you'll see.
Not all at the same event, mind you. This would be different events. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you'll see it. You know, we have a whole new audience. We have the heads that have been with the whole Gangstar and Jazzmatazz earlier classic material. You know, and it all comes together. So there's something for everybody. On this new Jazzmatazz album in particular, you know, the whole Back to the Future element of it is that it's, you know, Solar designed the music to be appealing to the young and the older alike.